It is unreal. It is unbelievable. After all of these many years, we're still fighting to protect the rights of people, to participate in the democratic process.
54 years after the Voting Rights Act, and Congressman John Lewis is still talking about the vote.
It is the most powerful, nonviolent instrument or tool that we have in a democratic society. And we should make it easy, make it simple.
In 2013, the Supreme Court ruled in Shelby County v. Holder that states no longer require federal approval to impose new voting laws as previously codified in the Voting Rights Act.
This decision represents a serious setback for voting rights and has the potential to negatively affect millions of Americans across the country.
Former Attorney General Eric Holder may have been right. Since Shelby, Georgia has purged the voter rolls of those termed inactive, closed hundreds of polling places, and ended voter registration 4 weeks before Election Day.
All the work we did in Selma and Mississippi Project, registering voters in the 60s, gave us a significant amount of influence and control in the Congress. And even access to the White House. But that's not where the power is.
Andrea Young, who served as U.S. ambassador to the UN and mayor of Atlanta, was a major force during the civil rights movement. He sees the states abusing that power.
We passed the Voting Rights Act in '65. The, well, I say right-wing attacks on the Voting Rights Act started with an attempt to take over the courts.
According to a Mother Jones report in September, more than 1,600 polling places have closed since the Shelby ruling.
There are people who are working to prevent American citizens, even duly registered American citizens, from casting a ballot.
Andrea Young is director of the Georgia ACLU and daughter of Andrew Young.
That the right to vote matters because the vote is what gets you a responsive government that will work to meet your needs.
It is a system that John Lewis says he worked hard to improve.
But I remember in another day, another time, and another period, when Julian Bond and myself and a few others went out on what we call voter registration tours all across the South, just trying to say to people, don't be afraid, be brave.
Lewis alleges that the work of those men and women is being undone.
I think it was President Jimmy Carter who said it years ago. Being able to register to vote or to be able to vote should be as easy as getting a clean glass of water.
Jimmy Carter has spent a lot of his life dedicated to protecting the vote. It's a Georgian tradition. Martin Luther King gave his life to that very cause, but many here in Georgia still believe that there's work to be done.
Voter suppression in 2019 looks like purging of the voting rolls based upon rules about not having voted in the last several years.
Adrian Jones is a professor in the Department of Political Science at Morehouse College.
It looks like getting rid of absentee ballots based upon the fact that a signature might not be quite right, or not allowing provisional ballots when people are unable to identify where they're supposed to be voting.
Andrea Young also believes that there is an ugly truth behind all of this.
I think that it is this persistence of, of white supremacy that has reared its ugly head again.
Having lived that history, her father agrees.
The Constitution is designed to allow us to play together as what Martin Luther King called a symphony of brotherhood.
Young worries about that brotherhood.
You can't play a symphony without the black keys and the white keys on the piano. You don't make good music.
For many in Georgia, the problem that lingers is that the symphony is still playing the same refrains. Michael Shure, I-24 News, Atlanta.